I just want to welcome you, to the cafe today. Thank you for joining me. And this is just me. And so, how about this? Hi. Hello. Did you hear that? So, coming up really soon, I'm going to share with you a way that you are already experiencing and that you might experience telepathic communication, two-way communication with an animal. It's really, really fun. So if you're a beginner, hang around. If you're not, hang around too. I'm just really happy and excited to be able to do this. So I have a question for you. Have you ever heard an animal? So write it in the comments for me. I'd love to know if you know for sure that you have heard an animal say anything. Maybe you might share, like, how did it come? And also share with me, like, no, you don't think you have. Because by the end of this little live, you will be hearing an animal for sure, and you'll get some little validation. So, I just also want to remind you, so in case you don't know this, telepathic communication is your birthright. Everybody is born with the ability. So if you are new to this, I can't wait to take you deeper with this right now. So if you don't know me, my name is Janet Dobbs of Animal Paradise Communication and Healing, where my greatest joy is to help you discover your unique way that you're receiving communication with animals, and also to take you deeper with that experience. It's just, so much fun. And also, I'm just really, really happy you're here, and we're just going to have a lot of fun today. So, again, have you ever heard an animal say hello? So share with me in the comments below. So you might not realize how you receive communication. A lot of people think it's just hearing. Like you'll hear words in your head or in your ears, and it's like, oh, that hasn't happened for me very often. It has happened, and it does happen. But that might not be the way that you receive. So everybody receives in their own unique way. You receive telepathic information in your own way. So if you stick around until the end, you're going to discover your unique way. And if you already think you have a unique way, you might discover maybe there's a different way. So you can receive with your whole being, or just in different little ways. But we're going to get into that in a little bit. But you've been doing this for your whole life. And how do you know that? Well, I'm going to give you a couple examples that I think are just the coolest things. So have you ever picked up the phone and gone and you didn't see caller ID, okay? Pretend, no caller ID. You just pick up the phone like we did back when I was young, and you say hello, and you hear the person and you say, oh my God, I was just thinking about you. Well, that's telepathy. So they were thinking about you. You were thinking about them, but they called first. But you were thinking about calling them maybe. But that's telepathy. You do it all the time. So you're thinking about somebody else. They're thinking about you. How does that work? And also, so speaking of telephones, do you know that the meaning of telephone, tele and phone is hearing at a distance. So that makes sense, right? You pick up the phone and you hear somebody else, and they're far away, usually. Now we have cell phones. They could be in the same room, but that's silly, right? When I just talk to each other. Okay, so telephone, hearing at a distance. Telepathy is feeling at a distance. So it's not just hearing, but it's about all of your senses experiencing the vibration of another, or the communication of another. And it comes in different ways, not just hearing. You might see a picture in your head. You might just feel something in your heart. You might have a physical sensation in your body. So maybe they have a sore shoulder, and you feel that your shoulder wasn't sore, and then you're connecting with them and you feel a sore shoulder. Also that sense of knowing. And that's what we're going to work with today, that gut feeling down in your belly. down below your belly button. You know, you've heard that gut. I have a gut feeling. I don't know. I just know. How do you know that? I don't know. I just know. So, speaking of that, aside from, you know, having a connection with somebody on the telephone, it's like, oh, I was just thinking about you. If you have a child, remember back to when they were pre-verbal. They couldn't verbalize anything. Well, how did you know, especially a baby, that cry, the baby's cry meant they're hungry, they're angry, they need to be changed? How did you know that? That's telepathy. So that baby, your baby, is communicating with you telepathically, non-verbally. So you're already doing this. And okay, here's another one to just prove to you that you're already doing this if you don't believe you are. Have you ever been just sitting there reading a book, staring at the computer screen? You know, you've got blinders on, right? And you're just staring. You can't see anything else. You're so focused on, maybe it's social media, maybe you're reading something, maybe you're watching something on YouTube, or you're watching TV. You're just so focused. You're not aware of anything else that's around you. You're so totally focused. And then all of a sudden you turn and you go, like I see Luna, you want to go out? And then you turn and they run to the door, right? Your dog, your cat, whoever it might be. How did you know that? It's that gut feeling. You just know they were going like, I got to go out. I got to go out. Hello, hello, hello. And sometimes when we're really not paying attention because we're so self-absorbed, they physically go like, okay, come on, I got to go out. Or it also, you might turn to them and go like, oh, are you hungry? You get up and you go feed them. How did you know that? The answer is you just know. It's that sense of knowing. So acknowledge that and start paying attention to that, because that's your truth, and that's how the deep telepathic communication takes place at that deeper level. So I'd love for you to share any experiences you may have had in the comments. Just feel free to post anything, because I'd really love to hear what you have experienced. So are you ready to learn a little technique that's my very, very, very favorite thing to do, and it's really easy peasy. I do it every day. I call it saying hello, because that's what you do. So you can try this with your own animal companion. Just say hello and then be quiet and feel and listen for the hello back. So try it with Luna. Luna's right here, and the animal does not need to be looking at you. You do not need to have eye contact to receive telepathic communication. So why don't you try this? Here, this is Luna, my kitty, and she's very much willing to say hello back to you. So it may have already happened. So just say hello to Luna and see what you feel. Feel your connection with her. So telepathic communication happens that fast. It happens before you can say it or think it. So you can say hello out loud. You can say hello silently. And then you wait for the hello back. So I want you to try this with your own animal companions. And then when you go out, if you go outside, try it with other animals, other people's animals, domestic animals, and then try it with wild animals, birds, squirrels, whatever kind of wild animals that you have. You may say it out loud, but you don't have to. You can just think it in your mind. Yeah. So how does this come for you? Aside from you might hear the hello, maybe not. You can also feel that in your heart. Have you ever had a connection with somebody? You come up to a human and you say hi, and they say hi. How's that feel? Not just a verbal word, but how do you feel? It feels good. It's that connection with an other, and you're acknowledging them. It's really wonderful. You feel good. So you might say hello to another animal. Feel your connection. Do you feel maybe a happy heart? Or you might also just down in your gut, in your horror center, It's an energy center, but that sense of knowing, you just know that you're connected with them and they acknowledge you, and in their own way, they said hello back. So this is just the most fun thing to do, and you may go like, well, that's just so easy peasy. But in any easy lesson or teaching, there is so much depth to it. So I want to give you an example of how I have played around with saying hello to an animal. I live in the suburbs. I grew up in the suburbs, so city over here, country over there, and I'm in the middle. But I love to go out in the country, but I'm not a country girl. I did not grow up on a farm, so I'm pretty, I don't know if the word's ignorant, but I didn't grow up around farm animals, so I don't know them really well, like I know dogs and cats and birds. So I love, if I'm driving in the country, especially to see a friend, to stop. I love to stop or slow down if I see like a field of cows or a field of horses just kind of grazing and minding their business. I'll go really, really slow if nobody's behind me. I'll roll down the windows, but you don't have to roll down the windows, and I'll say hello to all the cows. Hi. And I'll just be really still and listen for the hi back. And lots of times I'll feel it. And one time I actually got to stop, and there were like 3 cows. And they're all grazing with their heads down, right? And I went, hi. And this one cow goes, did you hear that, Martha? Did you hear that, Shirley? And I went, hi, it's me. You really heard that. It's me. I'm over here in the car. And she was like, what? And then the other 2 go like, what? Did you? I did hear that. So I felt their hello back, and they gave me some physical connection. But I think it's really fun because they were like, no humans ever say hello to me. Nobody stops. It's like, wow, I can't believe a human actually wanted to take the time to say hello to me. This is pretty different experience. So you can have a lot of fun with saying hello. And another thing I love to do, and I really want you to do this. So no matter where you are in the world with COVID, if you have a car, you can get in your car and be safe and drive around. So as you're driving around, I want you to notice, like if you come to a stop and there's a car next to you or a car in front of you that has a dog, sometimes a cat, say hello. This is the funnest thing. I do this all the time. It's so much fun. So I'll say hello. And you know that dogs in a car are usually really busy going back and forth, or they've got their heads out the window and they're smelling all of the scents and the smells, and there's so much activity, especially with cars moving. And it's like, whoo, a lot for them. So they're very much overstimulated, right? But what I'll do is I'll say hello. And if I don't feel a connection and I'm still stopped, car in front of or next to me, I'll say hello again. And 9 times out of 10, they will stop what they're doing and they'll look like out the back window. And I feel that connection and that acknowledgement. And I was like, oh, hi. And then they're so busy, they go back to what they're doing, looking around, you know, and being with their human and looking around, seeing what's going on. But sometimes if we're stopped for a really long time, they'll come back and go like, you really said hello? But those are some ways that you can have so much fun. And with wild ones, just see how they respond to you and receive the hello back. So you're communicating telepathically with another being. And it's just so amazing. But another reason that this is my favorite beginning exercise to do, and I practice it myself every day after all these years, is we're all one. We're one with each other. We're one with animals and all of nature. So in that connection of saying hello, you're connecting with another being in your heart, with your whole being. Just all of your energy. You're in this happy place and you just say hello. And you feel the connection and you get the hello back. And how good is that? So I'd love for you to share with me in the comments what you've experienced, if anything, with another animal or saying hello. Or let me know, like, are you going to try this? Are you going to give it a try? I hope you do, because it's just so much fun. And it's just a new way of connecting with animals. And you love animals or you wouldn't be here, right? Oh, yeah. So I just, encourage you to practice this every day and have fun with animals. And share with me, come back and share with me in the comments any experience that you've had. So if you are interested in going deeper with communicating with animals, I'd love to invite you to the Animal Communication Beginning Workshop. You can find it on my website at animalparadisecommunication.com. And this particular workshop, you can go at your own pace. It's just a kind of an on-demand. You can work at your own pace. You can practice with your own animals. There's lots of guided meditations and exercises that you can practice with your own animals and other animals. So, and also, if you happen to stop by animalparadisecommunication.com, there are lots of free offerings and meditations that you can practice with your animals, because anything I do, I always include animals. So just new and different ways of being with your animal companions. So I want to thank you all so much for being with me, for being with Luna, our great teacher, for saying hello to her and feeling and receiving the hello back from her, because she just really loves to teach and be with you all. So I will see you next week. We have a really special guest. Please stay tuned. I will have the announcement soon, and we're going to have a different time. So it's going to be 5 p.m. next Friday, a week from today, for a very, very special reason. Thank you all for being here. And I just want to wish you the best rest of your day and a weekend, and I will see you soon at the cafe. So we're going to just have a little bit of music, and I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.